ओ हच ले लो, कोई बात नहीं.
हो गया बस.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dugout. And yesterday we spent a lot of time taking out all the data for you, and thanks for all the love that you guys gave us on the video that we made on Sanju Samson. That actually leads us to what we're going to be discussing today, because the ODI series starts tomorrow on Friday. First of the 3 ODIs to be played versus New Zealand, and it's a different captain in Shikhar Dhawan. You must have already heard from Shikhar Dhawan. Love this man's attitude, because in the pre-match press conference he was asked about, did you feel bad you were taken away as captain from that Zimbabwe tour, and KL Rahul was paratrooped and made the captain? He said not at all. He says, I knew why they did it, because after that India was going for Asia Cup, and in Asia Cup Rahul was going to be vice captain, and if in a game Rohit got injured, Rahul would have to captain.
And also so I think they wanted to see if Rahul, he was coming off a long layoff.
Yeah.
So Rahul was coming off a long layoff, and they didn't want him to go into the Asia Cup without any cricket.
Yeah. No, but he could have still been a regular member. They made him captain, and he gave a logic why.
See, that logic Shikhar can give now, but
big heart.
Nikhil, honestly, if you name a captain, you should never change it.
Yeah, but he, honestly telling you, what he said today, sometimes you just...
But Rahul had led India in a test match before that.
No, but maybe they wanted to see
obviously Shikhar couldn't have spoken.
But Shikhar has said, again he was asked, people thought maybe he's not speaking his mind, he's just being nice. And he said, you know what, he became philosophical. He said, not at all. He said, these things just don't bother me. I've come empty-handed to this world, I will go empty-handed. All this captain, no captain, how many games, this, none of this will matter. So I don't know, I think he meant it, but he is like that. No?
Yeah, he is like that.
So he said that. Anyway, as I said, many changes. What we'll try to do is make the 11. And even though yesterday, both of us, while watching or while doing the analysis, very bravely said no chance that Sanju Samson won't play the ODIs. He will play the ODIs. Shan Kishan is out, and various other reasons we looked at, that he's been looked at number 6 spot. All of that we have seen. Despite that, I dare you that when you make the 11, you are going to find it very difficult to fit a Sanju Samson in. No, even with this.
I would look at it the other way. Let's have Sanju Samson in the team. And then
make the 11.
Who are the ones who make it to the 11? I'm not saying that you start with Sanju and then 10 others. I'm saying Sanju should be one of the permanent members that you slot in, and then you work around them.
It's going to be tough still. I tell you.
See, again, if you don't play Sanju Samson in the one-dayers, then what's the future for him? And I'm not speaking just on behalf of Sanju Samson.
Yes.
It would mean that there is no place left for Sanju Samson in Indian cricket. If he's not playing the T20s, where he's not playing in the ODIs, where there are not too many senior players around, and he's not part of the Bangladesh team as well.
That's what I'm saying. If he was the future, and if you were thinking of him as a ODI future, he should have been in the Bangladesh squad, unless the only explanation is the famous words workload management, that we will rotate, somebody will go to Bangladesh, somebody will go to New Zealand, somebody will play at home.
Even Suryakumar Yadav is not part of the Bangladesh.
That's what I'm saying, workload.
Which I can't understand. He plays just 2 formats, and he's not a regular in your one-dayers.
Yeah.
And why would Suryakumar Yadav not want to play in the Bangladesh ODIs?
Agreed.
But then again, these teams, not this team, these teams were picked by the selectors, I think, before the Indian defeat in the semi-finals. So,
but then
the world may have changed after the loss.
But why did they've just made a few changes? Because Jadeja was not fit.
2 bowlers have come in.
Yes.
2 bowlers
so
have
then,
come out.
if you wanted to make a few changes, which are valid points that you talk about, let's say a Sanju Samson or a Suryakumar, why not?
If only 2 bowlers are going out, so it was inevitable that only 2 bowlers would have come in.
Anyway, it's pretty surprising that this is the World Cup year. In a month or so, we'll be in the World Cup year, and if you're not going to play someone like a Suryakumar Yadav, who's going to be very crucial, or a Sanju Samson, then again maybe you're creating that confusion with trying too many players. Okay, as I said, we'll try and make the 11. It's going to be very tough to fit players. Okay?
So first you'll have to understand the balance of the team.
No, so I'm writing first few names which are certain.
No, the balance is very important.
I agree. So we'll get to it, but then will we start arguing?
Because there's no Hardik Pandya in the team.
Exactly.
If Hardik was part of the team, then you would have either included an extra bowler or an extra batsman.
Yes.
But right now you'll have to balance, and the only all-rounders that you have are either Deepak Hooda,
yes,
or
Washington
Sundar.
Yes.
See, Shardul and Deepak Chahar are not exactly all-rounders in the frame of Deepak Hooda and Washington Sundar, but these guys can bat.
Yeah, I think
These guys can bat.
Hasn't Shahbaz, has he travelled to
Will he
New
be?
Zealand?
He has. He has.
Yes. I thought there was some
will he
change
be part of the team?
No, so I'm finding it tough. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What we'll do is, because there are lots of things to discuss, I'm sure that there'll be a few, options, arguments.
One question that I have is Kuldeep Sen.
Yeah.
Is he in New Zealand?
That's
Because
what
somebody told me yesterday.
Yeah, that he's not traveling.
He was playing in the domestic tournament.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. This was the initial squad announced, and that's why I think maybe some of the players haven't
Can
really
you check if Kuldeep Sen played
traveled?
in Vijay Hazare?
Yeah, we'll check that. But I'm saying maybe he might not even come up in the discussion. Okay. So that's later. Why I said we're going to write the names of the certain players, because when you actually then reach crucial points, balance, there'll be a lot of argument and to and fro, different options. So I'm going to write Dhawan, right? He's captain, right? So he plays.
You've got good handwriting, yeah, Nikhil.
Okay, not bad. So Dhawan is there. He's certainly there. Certainty to be there. Now,
the only option that you have is Shubman Gill.
Unless you
to open with him.
Okay. Unless
and
you
this is
look
one
at
day
somebody
cricket.
else.
This is slightly more conventional.
Yes.
Slightly more conventional. So
Gill and Dhawan.
Gill has got to be your second opener.
Okay. So that's Dhawan and Gill. Okay.
And now.
Now. So I think you correct me if I'm wrong, but Sky will definitely be playing in the 11. So even if it's
at number 4 perhaps.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not putting him at 3, but I'm saying certainties. Even if that certainty is 7, 8, whatever. Yeah. So I'm putting Sky here. Okay, Sky is here. So you've got Dhawan, Gill, Sky at 4. Now, is there anybody else who you think is certainty? I'm putting Arshdeep's name. You think 100% certainty? I mean,
no, let's
forget workload management.
Yeah, see,
forget workload
the 3
management.
fast bowlers that I see playing.
Yeah.
Should be Arshdeep, Deepak Chahar, and Umran Malik.
Okay, so there could be an issue
People
with
were
that.
thinking about Shardul.
Yes, I am.
But I think Shardul and Deepak Chahar, one of the two has got to play.
I think both might play. That's what I'm saying.
Then there's no place for Umran Malik.
That's what I'm saying.
So what do you want to do?
So let me write Arshdeep, we both agree is what I'm saying, right? That's why I'm saying the one that we both will agree will be here, right? So Arsh is here. Okay. So Arshdeep is done. That's again. Now you will have an issue with the spinner also, because there could be a fight between a UZ and a Washington Sundar, I think. Provided if there is Deepak Hooda also playing. So it will be
I think what they will do is they may actually in this game go in with both Yuzi and Kuldeep, which could mean 9 and 10. And if Umran plays, then your batting is a problem.
I see, again you will need 4 fast bowlers. There's no Hardik Pandya there. You're playing a one-day game in New Zealand.
So maybe Chahal and Sundar would be the two spinners.
One of them for sure. I don't know whether both will play. I'll tell you why.
Chahal will play.
Unless you go with a Washington.
Not a World Cup
because a lot of lefties in New Zealand batting. So he could come in. So let's go in the batting. Who's your number 3? Shreyas Iyer?
See, that's a very tricky thing now. I personally would want Sky to be your number 3, so that he's somebody who's not very conventional in T20s, and I would want him to do the same in ODIs. Go at the top. You know, if he can take on the bowlers, that sets the tone. Number 4 again will be very conservative. So you would want Sky to be at number 4. Watch out for the middle overs and then try and last till the 50th over. I would much rather have Surya Kumar Yadav at 3. take a chance, take a punt with him. If he can give you a quick 40-50, that can set the tone. And a quick 40-50 can easily be converted into a century. So that's my thought. But again, number 3, it'll be Virat Kohli in your Indian team. Since Virat is not here, who's the best possible number 3?
Yeah.
There is nobody.
I think, can I ever tell you?
There is no one.
Who do you think is going to be playing?
Shreyas Iyer is not your ideal backup for
Are you telling me he's not playing tomorrow?
See, again, are you not looking at the performances?
I am, but the performances has left a lot to be desired.
Why
from
can't
a lot of
Sanju
players.
Samson or Suryakumar Yadav be your first 2 choices? Rather than again going back to Shreyas Iyer.
But Iyer will say,
See,
how
by
many
this
chances
logic-
have I got?
No, let's say
How
if,
much chances is
if
Shreyas Iyer
Shreyas
got?
Iyer gets a chance.
Check out Shreyas Iyer's ODI record in the
No,
last
he scored
1 year.
runs in West Indies. Again,
So, I'm saying, but again, on what basis do you drop him then?
no, but then my point is Shreyas Iyer a better option right now, or is Sanju Samson a better option right now? Looking at the 2 formats.
I
Who
would
would
be
you want to
tempted.
take
I would
part
be
with?
tempted to go with a Sanju Samson. But I'm just saying that I'm looking at the future. But I'm just saying that because Shreyas Iyer was ahead of him in that pecking order, suddenly will they discard him? I doubt it. I think tomorrow when you see the team sheet, Shreyas Iyer will definitely be there.
Then by that logic, Sanju Samson may not get to play any game.
In 20 minutes, Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah, just no, whatever. November 21 to.
So then,
November 2021.
what happens to Sanju Samson?
I agree.
So
which is why I said
no, which would mean that Sanju Samson, who did not get a T20 game, may not get an ODI game, will not travel to Bangladesh. So which would mean that he would never be part of your mainstream Indian team.
No, I would want to play him.
So I would want to give Sanju Samson a chance first.
Maybe I can still fit.
I would rather have Sky at 3 and Sanju at 4. I know, but this is not going to happen. Sky will be 4 and Shreyas will be 3.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So let's pick the one that we think it's going to be there. See, for now there will be Iyer that they will pick, right? 8. Oops. What has happened in this? Oops. Once cleaning it. No, 1 second. I think.
You need to select this.
Yeah, that's what I did.
No, so it should be.
No.
Just a second.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's better. It's
Chalo,
thin.
theek hai, this is better actually.
Just fix that as well.
Yeah.
So there's Shreyas Iyer at 3 and Sky at 4. I think that is what it's going to be like. Now to your number 5.
Pant will be your number 5.
Shreyas Iyer has averaged 60.75 at a strike rate of 95.
He scored runs in the Caribbean.
That's what I'm saying. So suddenly.
So again, if it is averages versus averages, then Iyer and Sanju Samson go head to head. But again, you also need to look at the relevance and the context of your averages and
No, I agree. But I'm just saying suddenly they will not drop him. You asked me between Samsung and Iyer. I may have also gone with Samsung. But I'm just telling you the kind of thinking that the team might have.
So if it is Dhawan, Gill, Iyer, Sky,
Yes.
you are left with the wicketkeeper batsman Rishabh Pant, right? So if Pant is your 5, then there's no
you said
chance.
Pant at 5. And by the way, I know a lot of people might point out that listen, Pant himself is not scoring. A few things again. His one-day record isn't that bad. So
I think the
are confusing.
the last one-day
formats.
knock
Yeah.
he played was, I think, a century in England.
Yeah, he had a good series there.
No, he won your game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a good series.
Got a
overall.
century also.
So I think
Was that his last game? Can you check?
I think he is going to be there. So he is your wicket keeper as well, right? So I'm just writing your wicket keeper. I think he comes in at number 5.
Now the point is, you will have
No, don't
7,
touch it.
8, 9, 10, 11, which means that you've got.
You need 4 fast bowlers, I'm telling you.
So you need 5 bowlers.
You
Plus
need
an
6
all-rounder.
bowlers. Yeah.
So plus an all-rounder, which means that this place now can only be taken either by Sundar or by Deepak Hooda.
Yes.
So Hooda, I think, will be a preferred choice.
Or my suggestion is, You could have
Both Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur. Is it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But for 6, for them, any one of them to bat at 6 is.
No. I'm saying, how about you take Deepak Huda and Sanju Samson,
Huda, Samson.
or Samson Huda.
Okay. And 4 bowlers.
No.
Then
so,
Huda will have to bowl 10 overs.
yeah.
And this is not a T20 game.
No, you will need 6 bowling options. There'll have to be UZ as well. So only one fits in. Okay, so
I
for-
think it will be Deepak Huda then.
it's
So
between-
Sanju Samson, unfortunately, cannot play.
That 100 was his last.
No, so I'm leaving this place for the all-rounder. I'll tell you why, because we'll come to that later. So we'll need 4 fast bowlers and a spinner.
No, but I'll tell you,
For
the
fast bowler
all-rounder's place
is a spinner.
No, it has to go to a batsman who can bowl, not a bowler who can bat.
No,
Because
I'll
this
tell
is
you
number
why
6.
it'll help. I'll tell you why. Why I'm saying that is because of your 7 and 8 are Shardul and Chahar, then you're not that bad in batting. Or Chahar and Shardul, whichever way you do.
Like number 6 has to be a batsman who can bowl, not a bowler who can bat.
So-
So I think
but
between
there's
Sundar and Deepak Huda, then
Okay, so I'm saying we'll get to it. Let me write the remaining names. So we will, because you need,
Okay.
you will need both Shardul and Deepak Chahar. We agree on that?
I would have Umran Malik here. I would have Yuzvinder Chahal here, perhaps.
Yeah.
And I would have Deepak Chahar here.
So I'm saying,
Or Deepak Chahar here.
no, so Chahar, Shardul, right? So I'm just writing both. You will need 4 fast bowlers. You only got 1. Even if, let's say, I've got an Umran, I still need 2 fast bowlers. So I'm going in with, let's say, Shardul and Deepak, who can just change whatever. So there is going to be that's Shardul and Chahar. Okay, now
So 9 is
let's put in
Chahar.
UZ here. Who's your spinner? UZ Chahar?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got UZ here.
And Umran.
Now we look at who our other fast bowler here is.
You got Kuldeep Sen, who may or may not be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Shahbaz is not in the team. Kuldeep is not in the team. So you got 16 members. So one from amongst the two, Deepak Huda or Sundar, is got to play here. Unfortunately, if you have Iyer at 3, Sanju Samson may not get to play in the 11.
That is what I said at the start. Okay, so you're saying Umran here, right? 4 fast bowlers done. 6 bowlers we are looking at. So you need 4 fast bowlers and you definitely need 6 bowling options. So you got that 1 spinner here and your 6th bowling option will be another spinner. So 4 fast bowlers in Shardul, Chahar, UZ, Arshdeep done. I'm actually looking forward to watching Deepak Chahar also coming back after an injury. Will be good in these conditions. So looking at that. Now this, as you said, will be an option between, has to be a bowler, right? We can't play with 5 bowlers. So it has to be all-rounder, which means even if you're trying to fit a Sanju Samson in place of Deepak Huda / Washington Sundar, it's not possible because you will need the 6th bowling option.
Well, they might just say that in case you need somebody to roll his arm over for a couple of overs,
not
it
a
could be
year.
Shreyas Iyer.
No,
But then
no.
this
6,
is
no.
Eden Park, Auckland.
No, won't happen.
A ground where
Who you
the-
going here
the
with?
dimensions. I would go in with Deepak Huda.
Deepak Huda.
I would need a batsman who can bowl.
But-
Sundar is a bowler who can bat.
If you've got Shardul and Chahar, so batting till 8, no.
A specialist batsman at number 6.
But Washington sometimes bat at number 3 in IPL.
I don't know. I would.
You
much
go with
rather-
Deepak.
yeah.
Okay, done. Okay. So there's Deepak Huda. Okay. So now what you've done in terms of balance, we needed 6 bowling options. Done. Tick. We've ticked that 6 bowling option. We needed 4 fast bowlers because Hardik is not there. You needed 4 fast bowling options. We've ticked that. You've got 1 spinner extra up, and you needed 2 spinners. You've got 2 spinners in Deepak Huda, UZ / Washington, if you may like. But I tend to agree. Maybe they'll go in with Deepak Huda, though both are off spinners. It's going to be interesting. A lot of left-handers. So you'll definitely have to play, unless the one other option is they play both Deepak Huda and Washington Sundar instead of UZ. I don't know
No, that is not
whether
gonna
they could happen.
No chance.
That's something
You
that they
need,
could.
a leg spinner.
So now to the question, what did I tell you before we started? That will you? What did I tell you? that you will struggle to fit a Sanju Samson in, despite whatever we said yesterday. And you said
there is hashtag justice for Sanju. No, I would want Sanju Samson in place of Iyer, and then I do the batting order accordingly.
let's listen into a lot of our viewers as well. Just tell us, if you had to pick between Shreyas Iyer right now and Sanju Samson, who would you pick? Vikrant said he would pick Sanju Samson. Actually, I also said I would, but the caveat here is that we said it's also we're trying to make the 11 over the team management is going to go with, and I have a feeling that when you hear the team sheet in the morning, you will see Shreyas Iyer's name. So all things put, this is the 11 that India might put out. In which case, how do you think he fits in? The other option is, instead of Pant, you bring in a Sanju Samson. But again, Pant also in ODI, remember, he's not been good in T20, and his criticism there is absolutely fair. Maybe he's run out of chances there, but in ODI he had a decent outing. Maybe they're saying the longer the game, like Test cricket really suits him, and kind of one-day cricket also suits him, and you may need a few left-handers in there, so he does that job as well along with Dhawan. So all things put together, he may still be there.
Sanju Samson doesn't play in the 11 here and is not part of the Bangladesh ODI team, the series team, then what is his future?
I know.
Then what's his future?
Okay, so Pratik is saying, what is performance of Sky in ODI? But you will have to take into consideration what
Sky again is averaging 75 in this year ODIs. Samson, I think, is averaging 80 in ODIs this year. By that logic, you can drop Shikhar Dhawan, Shubman Gill, everybody, and play the two of them. So don't just go by the averages. If given a chance, I would play Samson ahead of Shreyas Iyer, because Shreyas Iyer we have seen over a longer period of time. I would want to see Sanju Samson over a longer period of time. So before making my mind. So I would much rather play Samson in the 11 than Shreyas Iyer.
So Atul, we asked a lot of people to chip in. So Atul Parwani says Sanju Samson, Vinay Gupta says Sanju. This is between Iyer and Sanju.
No, but there are a few who are saying drop Pant and have Sanju.
No, so I'll have all of those comments. Atul Parwani says Sanju Samson over Iyer. Vinay Gupta says Sanju over Iyer. Prashant Singh says Iyer, he would go with Iyer, but he thinks Sanju must be in the 11. So somewhere else, maybe Pant, whatever he thinks. 1 second. Then there is Pankaj is saying Sanju in place of Pant. Avi has gone with Shreyas Iyer. So they are contrasting.
See, Sanju in place of Pant, Pankaj would also, they will have to, if they are happy with his wicket keeping for 50 overs, he can be a contender. But I think 50 overs, Sanju Samson, they may not be very comfortable.
Take the super chat and just go down to the bottom after that. Mr. Shekhar is joining us from the US of A. That's why he says morning. Well, morning to you, evening here. When will the venues and fixtures be announced for the 23 World Cup? And he says, unlike that, KL Dhawan shouldn't be given long rope, hoping to recover from form leading into the.
I think.
He says, unlike KL, Dhawan should be given.
Should not be.
Should not be given a long rope. Oh, okay. That's his. Okay, thank you for that. I think.
Well, I think the World Cup exact schedule should be out around March or so.
Mohit Umesh is saying, how have you picked Huda ahead of Sanju? I agree with you what you're trying to make, but think Huda is ticking couple of boxes. You need a sixth bowling option because Hardik is not there. That is why. Maybe for Huda they even play Washington Sundar, whatever they do. But that's your sixth bowling option and your second spinner.
Somebody who can, if need be, bowl 4-5 overs.
And your second spinner. So four fast bowlers and your second spinner. That's why we picked him. Savan Rajput says Iyer got 100 versus South Africa. Anuprash is saying Pant scored the 100 few months back, by the way. Form isn't important. The brand name Pant is. So by the way, Pant also did score that innings after 50. So brand Pant, he's saying, is important. Sanjeev Kumar has said that Sanju in place of Pant. How many more chances will selectors and team management and media give to Pant? Akshay Khiste saying, well, Akshay, it's different format. I remember talking ODI.
I think the fans have a new villain in Indian cricket now.
I guess. Arun Ramachandran saying Sky out and Sanju in.
No.
How would anyone think of leaving Sky? He's probably the best white ball batsman going
You
around.
need him for the World Cup next year, boss.
He is ready to play Test cricket. If you heard him in the press conference,
You need this player in the ODI World Cup next year.
Yeah. Anwar is saying justice for Rishabh Pant by eliminating him from the team. Kartikeya is saying in-form player Sanju must play. Mazoom Salman has also picked Sanju there. Open.
Okay, this is Nitin.
Rest Pant in this series and play Sanju. In the Bangladesh series, Pant will play anyways, but Sanju is not even included in the squad. Nitin Sri Kumaran. It's an interesting point he makes. He makes an interesting point. But again, as I said, you may look at two left-handers.
No, I think other than that, the only thing worth considering here is if they are comfortable with Sanju Samson keeping for 50 overs. If they are, he can.
No, but I'm just saying
He
that
can play ahead of.
that if I
Rishabh
was
Pant.
Pant, I'll say that sure enough I've not got runs in T20.
I don't think the
but
players should have an option of
I'm saying
deciding
this
whether
is
or
what
not
he
to
may
play.
think, that my failures in T20s, why should I be made to pay those in ODI cricket?
But
That's what I'm saying.
he's got to make these opportunities count also.
I agree.
He
I
has
agree.
to.
In T20 cricket,
Roy
he should have made full use of those opportunities. He didn't. He got chances. I think he's got a lot more chances than a lot of players. He didn't make use of it. Roy SP says, people actually have forgotten about Pant's century in England, although Pant will be on his toes. Fan of Sky, but his ODI numbers need to be better too. A lot of people saying that Sky also, maybe we are confusing the thing. And he kind of agrees that, yeah, Pant is doing well in ODI cricket. 82 not out is saying it's ODI, not T20 eyes. So Iyer got ton versus South Africa last over, so did Pant versus England. It's Iyer, Pant greater than Sky in ODIs. A lot of people saying Sky doesn't make it. So you would have Sanju Samson in place of Sky, I'm guessing. And he says yes, post Kulcha, wickets in the middle.
Yeah,
yes,
he's also made the same
also,
point.
Which is?
He's saying you should have both Kuldeep and Chahal playing in the 11 together.
Oh, but then how do you make your balance? Then you'll drop a fast bowler, but then you will have 3 spin bowling options and 3 fast bowlers. May not be.
If Hardik Pandya would have been in the team, then
Right.
2 of them could have played.
Exactly. I don't think you can, because in looking at the injury,
this ground's
this thing.
got different dimensions. It's a smaller ground. You would not want to risk your spinners.
Plus, looking at the history of injuries that tend to happen to our fast bowlers, 4 overs you could still bowl, but good chance somebody pulls up in a 10 over spell, you will have nobody but 2 bowlers to bowl. So suddenly it changes. So 4 I think you will need to go with. Adi Jethara says from Australia. Which part of Australia are you from, mate? He's saying Pant any day and every match when India is playing. So Adi is clearly a Pant fan. Also, he's from Australia. He's probably seen the best of Pant in Test cricket there. Sometimes happens, right? So Amit is saying Gaba ka hero only Pant thodi tha. Thakur or Sundar bhi to the. Absolutely, he's right. Thakur is there. Sundar might make it to this 11. Though
Deep Saini was also part of the team, no?
Yes.
He was the one I think who ran those runs.
Yeah. Good. Hey, 1 second. Vishwaraj Singh Jadeja says, is it necessary to have the 6th bowling option? Good question. But I think you do. I mean, there's no way that you cannot have the 6th bowling option on a given day. One bowler goes for runs, or as I pointed out, somebody pulls up 10 over spells you have to bowl. Remember, you're going back to ODI cricket. I think they will go with the 6th bowling option. Definitely necessary. Iyer, Samson, both in his 11. Online Khobar for that question that we had asked. But then again, if you are going to have Iyer and Samson both, then you will need to have either Sky or Pant, one of them go out. So yeah, that seems to be the only option. Is it looking like a good ODI 11?
Considering that Rohit is not part of the team, Virat is not part of the team, Hardik Pandya, Jadeja and the others.
KL Rahul.
KL Rahul, I think Questions will be asked of him now on.
He will come into the 11 once
But
he's fit.
will he be Rohit Sharma's opening partner, or
No,
will
no,
he
I
be a
think-
contender for number 4 and 5?
I think he'll be a contender for middle order. I think so. Tough to drop Dhawan suddenly. And Dhawan very candidly said, he plays only one format. He was asked. He said, yes, I do. And I know that always people are looking at me. But I have to keep performing. If I don't, I'll be out. I know that. So he says, I'm aware of that. Once he's aware of that, plus he's spiritual now in his thought, I think he'll get runs. So with that, unless the problem sorts itself out and he doesn't get runs, then that whole headache goes and KL and Rohit end up opening. One thing I'm looking forward to in this 11 is Deepak Chahar coming back out of the injury. The other I'd be looking at is Umran Malik. If he's playing, I would want to see some good fast pace. Listening to him in an interview that England games where he played. So he said, you weren't cranking it up, that 150. He said, it takes time for the body to warm up, and in cold conditions, it takes even more time. And by the time body warms up, you bowl only 2-3 overs anyway in a T20 game. I think one game he only bowled 1 over. So he says, for him to reach 150 plus, he needs to bowl a few. So he'll have enough opportunities, 10 overs is what he'll have to bowl. Yuzi Chahal had a good first T20 and not so good the second time. Would also look forward to 10 overs because a spinner likes some time, likes to set some plans, has a plan to go in 4 overs, sometime go by very fast. So 10 overs, I'm sure he'll enjoy. Also looking forward to Shardul Thakur getting back into the scheme of things. Deepak Hooda, if he bowls, does he bowl a lot of overs? I remember West Indies, he ended up bowling about 8-9 overs in one game.
Yeah.
So.
And Shikhar was the captain that time also.
Yes. No, wasn't Rohit the captain? When he bowled ODIs, Rohit was captain. But remember, Rohit said after that, I'm a bit surprised that Deepak could bowl so many overs. Then next
I think
press
Rohit came for the T20s.
or ODIs, was it the other way around?
No, Shikhar was the captain. So Shikhar won't have been the captain in T20s. He would have only been the captain in ODIs.
Check, yeah. I mean, I'll check. I don't know why I remember Rohit saying that. And then Rohit also saying he bowled him in the power play also with a new ball. Maybe, yeah. Roy SP is saying, I think this is Iyer's format, ODI. For other players, we talk stats, and for him, we point his weakness. Everyone has some weakness, would like him in. Roy, you make a valid point, but we've said it here that yes, he has a weakness, but at the end of the day, if he's getting runs, whichever way he is, you can't argue with that. And if he's, but the interesting bit is a lot of these stats is before people started targeting that weakness of his. Now they have. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts to it going forward. So again, we've got him in our 11. No hate. Okay, on that note, shall we take leave? Any other questions if you've got, then we can take it, or we'll say bye-bye. I hope you guys are enjoying the FIFA World Cup. Are you watching?
Oh boy, and I'm also preparing myself. There's going to be a refresher course for me tomorrow with Nikhil. 5 things that I ought
You
to
should
know. I must know.
Yeah.
For my social presence, the peer pressure.
So when you meet your thousands of fans, and if somebody says you should know, this is what I have to say.
Chalo, bye bye.
Take care. See you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.